Hey everybody, it's Tia at B5 Designs, and I just wanted to share with you a couple of projects that I've been working on this weekend. A really good friend of mine is going to be moving away, and so I wanted to make a couple of things for her. One of the things that I made for her is this treasure box, and I used the Die Cuts with a View Immortal Love paper stack, and the papers that I chose to use, I just used two of them. I used this like leaf flourish paper on the bottom, and then on the rest of it I used this piece of paper that kind of has the flourishes and then some glittered diamonds and then, I don't know, ink stains or blood stains, whatever you want to say. But I'm really happy with how it turned out. And so I'll just walk you through what I did. I also want to point out that the bottom of the paper had this really neat like embossed flourishes on it, so I knew that I wanted to use that on the box. And so the bottom piece, I cut it. It is 12 inches long by 2 inches from top to bottom, and so I started at the back, and you know, there's like a little edge here, and went around, and then my back piece that goes over that is 4 1/4 inches long by 2 1/2 inches wide, and so I did that and glued that over the back. Also, when I did the 12-inch piece, because of the clasp here, I had to kind of notch it out a little bit, so I did that. And then the top, I did, let's see, these are the front and the back piece are 4 1/4 inches, and it says 2 inches, but I don't think it is 2 inches. Obviously it's not 2 inches, and I don't have a ruler around handy. It's maybe an inch, I don't know, maybe not, I don't know. But anyway, so I put that on, and then the sides, I know that they're 4 inches, I think 4 inches long, and then I just laid it down on the paper and traced it to get the arch in there. And I used my ATG gun to glue all of that down, and then I put the top on last to kind of hide, you know, any of the edges and stuff. And this ended up being 4 1/2 by 4 1/4. And then, so I got that all glued down, and then I kind of sanded it a little bit, and took some brown ink and inked around all of the edges. And the bottom piece of paper with that leaf flourish ends up being 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. And so I did all that a little bit of sanding and some inking. And then on the top, I knew that when I started this project, I knew that I wanted to have some crystals on it. And so I have this say it in crystals, and I got this at Hobby Lobby. And so I started out with that and put that on first, and then I added my silk lollipop flower, and then I have these, I believe it's recollection leaves, and then these are some flowers that I picked up. Then there was like 8 of them in a little bundle that I picked up on clearance at Michael's. And when I say a little bundle, I mean they came in a pack with 8 bundles like this for 49 cents. So I thought that was a really super buy. And I actually glimmer misted all of it with this lemon zest glimmer mist, and the leaves are just, they look really, really amazing. They look really super nice. I know you probably can't, it's probably not picking it up very good on the camera. And then over the top of that, I used this, it's called iridescent gold glimmer mist, and so that turned out really, really super nice. And then just around the top edges, I had some green crystals, and I I put those all around the top just to bring out a little bit more of that green. And I'm really happy with how it turned out. I didn't do anything on the inside. I'll be putting probably some flower barrettes in there that you've seen me make. I've had other videos of them. The other little thing that I made, because she will be working full-time as she does now, and is a full-time college student as well, is a little post-it note organizer. And you know, these have been out there for a long time, and I just haven't had the chance to make any. And so I thought that this would be a cool thing for her. And so the main base of the post-it note, this is 8 by 5.5, and then you take it and you score it at 3 3/4 on this side, and then you flip it around and do it at 3 3/4 on that side, and that makes your spine. And then I took this makes a little pocket. So the paper is 6 inches by 4 inches, and then it's scored on 3 sides at 1/2 inch. And then I took a solid piece, which you could use white or whatever, but I took a solid pink piece, and that is cut at 5 by 3.5, and that's what I glued the scored paper onto. And then I took a circle punch and made my half a circle punch thingy there, and then I glued it to the inside. And then you just take I took some flower ribbon and I cut it at 5.5 inches, and it's not, the pin isn't being held quite the way I want it to, so I don't know if I need to maybe glue this on a little bit more, but it's glued onto the page underneath of the post-it notes. And then these post-it notes I think I picked up out of the dollar bin at Michael's. Every time I go, I just run through and see what's in the dollar bins. So I glued that down, and again I used my ATG gun for all of this. And then I had the 3 little I don't know, I use them to mark pages with. And then the pin, it was in a pack of 3 that I got out of the dollar bin at Michael's as well. And so that is, oh, and I also took and inked around the edges with my shabby pink color box ink, and just inked around the edges lightly. And so that is 2 of the things that I have been working on this weekend. And then I had been wanting, I have one site that I always get my Cricut cartridges from, and they are always sold out of this Mother's Day bouquet. And so I seen it on the Joann's site, and I went ahead and ordered it. It was only 20 bucks. And so I cut out, and I think these are 2 or 3 inch, and I couldn't tell you the flower. I just wanted to share them with you real quick. And I cut out like 5 of them, and then just shaped them and stacked them and glued them with a hot glue gun. And so they make some cute little flowers there. And then I've been trying to tackle the Erin Matson at Die Cuts with a View had an Immortal rose flower that she did, and I spent a lot of time last weekend trying to get it just right, and I just could not get them the way I wanted them. But I had purchased the Dynamics rolled rose die cut, and I got the big one, and then the smaller pack has 2 smaller ones. And then I also got just the rolled flower one, and started playing around with those, and this is what I came up with those. So I'm pretty excited. I'm really into the flowers, and I'll be using those on probably on an album that I'm making for my niece. I'm trying to get a album for my great niece finished up so I can give it to her this weekend when she's here for a visit. So thanks for stopping by today, guys, and I hope this just gives you an idea of something that you can make for yourself or for somebody, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks.